be. They call me the fireman. Well, thanks be to God. He is our refuge and our strength. Let us remind ourselves that this is indeed the day that the Lord has made. Let us indeed rejoice and be glad in it. Welcome to another edition of your program, Straight Up, with yours truly, Conrad OBrian, the fireman. I've been out for a week and also yesterday, and I want to just begin by saying thanks to my brother and friend, Colin, out of Sportland Spice TV, and he also broadcasts on a number of other radio stations of our outfit. He sat in for me last week, and I gather he did a very, very good job there. So thanks, Colin, the man out of Portland. All right. Also want to just say thanks to all of my listeners who called me, because you know my phone number is out there, so people call me inquiring if I was okay and so on. Thanks for the concern, especially yesterday my phone rang off the hook. Literally, you know, persons were asking what was the situation, but fine, had a little bit key, and you know, so my car was at the airport, just couldn't have access, so I had to try and sort that yesterday. But thank God, cost me a pretty penny, all of about $65,000 to get that key back and so on. But I'm fine. To God be the glory. Great things He has done. I give thanks. So once again, welcome to your program, Straight Up. I'm Conrad OBrian. It's Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. And it's indeed good to see my producer, Tanya, all dressed in blue today. Peace color, nice, you know, especially with the election going on and little tempers flaring here and there. It is good for us to remind ourselves to be peaceful. So we're coming to you live from the studios of News Talk 93 FM right here at the University of the West Indies Mona campus in St. Andrew, Jamaica. And the numbers to call are 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. You can listen to us on your smartphones and device by going to the Google or Apple Play Store and download our app, the News Talk 93 FM app. We also stream live via www.newstalk93fm.net. Go follow us and the various social media platforms. We're up on the Conrad OB TikTok page this morning. We're also up on the Make We Talk YouTube channel. That's the Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. We're up this morning. And indeed, let me say to our partners and friend, Fit FM, and indeed the other network, we're sorry we weren't able to be up yesterday, so the program was not carried on those outfits yesterday. So once again, we apologize for that. So all of that said, I want to also, please permit me, I want to say thanks to my family members who make me so comfortable and happy and treat me with royalty, you know, in the States over the last, 10 days or so. And indeed, to those persons that I run into, the people at the ticket, at the service center at the Georgia International Airport, and so those of you who recognize me and, you know, basically was really delighted to meet the fireman Conrad OBrian. I'm so happy to meet you as well. I also met up with listeners from the Virgin Island and so on, St. Thomas, and it was just a very, very nice feeling knowing that people are listening to you and, you know, you're recognized. So thank God for that. To God be the glory. I take none of that for granted, and I give God all the praise for that. But that's it. So here we are, back in Jamaica, right here in the hot seat. It is election 2025, and we are ready and raring to go. Yesterday was nomination day, and what a carnival-like affair it was from both political parties. I must tell you, I must tell you that I have seen some showing, and I think that, I must mention a few. Dr. Andre Horton down there in St. James, Nikisha Burchell, and Janice Allen really put up great showing yesterday. Wellington Wint up there in northeast Manchester. Oh, what a showing. Over there in central Manchester, Donovan Mitchell and Peter Bunting over in the south. And looking at those, and those are some of those that are basically showing all over TikTok. Gather right here in this constituency that we broadcast from, Eastern St. Andrew. It was a humdinger between Patricia Duncan Sutherland and my friend, Favor Williams. They were out there strutting their stuff. Mona Road was transformed into orange and green yesterday. All in all. And I must tell you that over there in St. Anne, it was awesome. It was awesome over there in St. Anne. This little girl, or young lady, may I put it that way, Danishka Williams, watch her. And not to mention the president of the People's National Party, Gabby Gabriela Morris. I want to hail her father. Met him last night on my way out of Montego Bay, journeying through St. Anne. I must tell you that I stopped there at that meeting and I was warmly received. I was offered drinks by persons who recognized, but of course, I'm not really a drinking man. But however, I had a Guinness there with some of the folks there, and I was quite happy for the recognition that I received from the candidate there, Gabby Gabriela Morris. Very awesome young lady. So all in all, yesterday nomination day. And, again, I may be accused, but certainly what I saw yesterday that I was able to see, because I didn't see everything, but certainly what I saw yesterday, I think the PNP had stole a march on the Jamaica Labour Party in the nomination process yesterday. That's what I saw. Other persons can basically weigh in. I want to hear from everybody. What I know that down there in West Kingston, Showerman and his team basically put on a good show. It was argued as to whether or not they needed to do it, but nonetheless, I saw where Desmond McKenzie put on a good showing down there in West Kingston. But call me, let me know. One of the constituency I did not see is Eastern Westmoreland. Don't know what went on there, but I know that in Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz was basically superb there, and over in Western St. Mary as well. And I gather that there was an excitement over in Hanover, both east and west. I'm not able to say whether or not the PNP outweighed the JLP there or the JLP outweighed there. So I want to just say what the report that is coming to me, that there was awesome there. I know that Gabby, she did exceptionally well, and she had a massive after meeting showing last night there in St. Anne. I also understand that over there in northeast St. Anne, King Ryan, the tall man, he was out there. He basically had an excellent showing. And I also understand that the short boss, Matthew Samuda, he was there doing his thing as well. So all in all, it was indeed very exciting time yesterday in the nomination process. However, we understand that nomination day is good to flex your muscle, to energize your base, and to show that you're out and bad, you're up and ready, so to speak. But at the end of the day, it's about now transforming those expression and that excitement into vote. I saw where the PM, Prime Minister Holness, is rubbishing the Dan Anderson poll, saying that Dan Anderson poll have never been good and all sort of thing and so on. I don't know if the Prime Minister is barking up the wrong tree, but that's his opinion, that's his view. The Prime Minister is in an election, a battle of his life. Of course, you know, the Prime Minister is indeed embattled, going into an election under a lot of cloud, you know, the allegation of illicit enrichment that is still basically plaguing the PM, and also a lot of the deliverable that he had promised for the last 9-10 years. They have not been delivered. So a lot of things. The economy is still very, very sluggish. We have not seen any significant growth. It is said that unemployment is down, but certainly about 700,000 people are outside of the workforce, or people need more training. All of those things weighed in, and integrity is also on the ballot. Therefore, the Prime Minister is indeed embattled going into the election. How will the people of Jamaica receive that, and how will they place their vote when they go into that polling booth? It will be left to be seen on the 3rd of this month. No, I'm sorry, not this month, the 3rd of next month, the 3rd of September, that is. All right? I want to touch quickly on a topical debate that is taking place now. That of the debate for the two major political parties. The national debate. One on social matters, one on the economy, and certainly that face-off between the Prime Minister or the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party and the President of the People's National Party. Now, I have a few things that I want to say. And hear me good. I want you to listen. As I invite persons to come on the TikTok page, please like and share and invite some of your friends to come on over here. This is the place to be. It's where it's at, right here on News Talk 93 FM, with yours truly, the fireman Conrad OBrian, who speak truth to power, no matter who the guy is. So, back to what I was saying as it relates to the debate. I want to first of all address the debate in commission. Brian Schmidt, I know Brian. I did a short stint at IRFM, so I met Brian there. I know him well. You would have that additional one-on-one with the finance minister and his or her opposite number, the spokesperson and finance. For whatever reason, the debating commission start have eyes popping out of them, because I don't know what in their wisdom that they come up to say that they're now going to move that to a group debate. I think it is wrong. I certainly believe that there should be a face-off between Favour Williams, the Minister of Finance, and certainly Julian Robinson, the spokesperson and finance. It's a very, very interesting area. It's one of the biggest areas, and we should be allowed to have those two persons out there debate one-on-one and show their competence. The debating commission, I think what happened, you leave something out there for people to wonder if you are showing some bias. What is it? Are you protecting somebody? Why you move that from a one-on-one? Now comes the whole business of who participate in the debate from a journalistic point of view, right? Broadcasting point of view, the persons who will be asking the question and so on. The PNP basically come down and said, listen, they will not participate, as I understand it. if certain persons are allowed to be there and media houses, right? And you know what? I'm going to say it. Unless you live under a stone in Jamaica or anywhere, you would not be familiar that nationwide is bias against the People's National Party. It is clear. Everything that the PNP does or do, it never ever pleases the Jamaica Labour Party, to the point where they take on Mark Golding as the leader of the PNP head on. And in any democracy, persons basically opine on these things and said, listen, we are not comfortable with X, Y, and Z being a part of the moderating team or even selected as journalists to ask a question. It happens in the largest democracy in the world, the United States of America. It is there for everybody to go back to these tape and see. Kamala Harris, she refuses to have certain persons on the debate or to go have a sit down with, because you know the bias that is up against you from day one. They also have certain media houses that they will not go on. So this is not surprising, and this is not a first. And I heard people like Kevin O'Brien Chang and others said that, listen, if the PNP don't go, this could be the start of basically us losing our democracy. Damn nonsense. Nonsense. The furthest that we have gone to lose our democracy is when Andrew Holness have his senators sign undated letters. Undated letters. And they had to take him to court. That is the end of democracy. The end of democracy is when you have illegal state of emergency carting off our young men, and in some cases even women, to jail or to jail houses, right? Those are the beginning of crawling peg dictatorship. Not a political party said that, listen, based on known bias or biases, they will not participate in our discussion, in our debate with those persons. And I think that it is very good that they state that there are many people in Jamaica who are qualified, professional people who are not out there with that kind of bias. Take, for example, Adian Jackson Miller. She come down, she call it as she said, she come down. Sometimes people say, boy, she weighed heavily against the JLP, and all the time heavily against the PNP. But she is someone in whom certainly I am well pleased, right? But there are definite bias on the part of Nationwide and their practitioners. And if the PNP said, listen, no, we are not comfortable, they are not comfortable with those persons, by all means, change them and let the show go on. This is not new. This is not new frontier. This is something that happened globally across the world. It happens because why would you want to sit down? And before I close, let me just remind you all that right here at News Start 93 FM, Robert Nestor Morgan, when he was information minister at that, he said he would never come back on this program with me. Matthew Samuda also said, listen, he will not come on the program. Marlon Morgan was basically getting JLP candidate to come and talk to me. And later, he said that they refused. They're not coming on with me. So they made their decision, and the reason for that is that they believe that I have a bias towards the People's National Party, and I may be throwing tough questions at them. That is the reason, right? I was invited as guest at Nationwide to discuss a poll, And their callers start to call in. And Robert Nesta Morgan was a part of the thing. He would not appear with me. They cancelled me as a guest. We're not asking these are facts. That's Conrad's take.
And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know no one me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? See the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Victory, victory, victory.
Yeah. China. I'm there. I respect our man as real. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Floyd Green, Flaggerman, the whole Jamaica. Listen to me, man. Mr. Floyd Green promised me water. For the first time I'm going at it, me give my first eggs to get the water, a Flaggerman, and I will not get no water.
Yes, Mr. Floyd Green. You must farming, Flaggerman. You hear that you coming to break ground? Irrigation water in shorting. But Danny but give water already. Why you didn't come to Flaggerman? Come break ground for water. You fool the people once, can't fool the people twice.
Danny Buck already have given Chartil irrigation water already. So what about Flaggerman? Flaggerman he promised how long? For the first time he went see I give away irrigation. The second time now, not irrigation. The third time now, when you go lose, I know you can come give with irrigation. Floyd Green you can't fool nobody again. Nobody will have sense. We need water. Last week I stopped one truck for water. And you know what they tell me say? You have to have name panelists and labor to that trunk fund. I can't get no water. Mr. Flag, you don't need the water. You know, we're not no fool again, you don't idiot. We need water, sir.
Them of them one get it. Fertilizer. I see 2 buses come here last night. Round here, they must have drop off money and things. And at them when I get to nobody else down get it beside them. And you did it 9 years, almost 10 years. And now when election I will call you come break ground. Go with that, you don't want to see you. You're the worst MP ever coming to Jamaica. The worst in the history of Jamaica.
The beach access issue is a vexed issue in the country. Because of the way in which our tourism industry has developed, there have become many, many enclaves where the best beaches are not accessible to the people. And sometimes these are beaches which our people have enjoyed recreationally and as fishermen and so on for many, many years, going back decades. It cannot be right, and it is not right that our people are being excluded from the beautiful beaches of the land of this country. So we, the People's National Party, intend to deliver beach access in every parish of this country.
Staying with us right here in News Talk 6212 64620919. But before we take your calls, we're going to be having we have a call on? Oh, we have Colin. Okay, good. We have Colin online. Colin Bell out of Portland Spice TV. Of course, he sat in for me last week. But Colin, I coming to you. Just quickly, the front page of the Gleaner, ready for a sprint with 189 candidates nominated. JLP and PNP brace for fierce election clash. And we're seeing here a picture of green and orange. This is here in St. James. Hero Clark there, looking militant, having in militant garb. Of course, on the other hand, we're seeing a beaming Janice Allen that seems as if she's exuding a lot of confidence there. We're also seeing Nikisha Burchell with a strong of supporter, fist in here, the air, and of course, Omo picture here looking a little bit subdued, but I don't know. Let's see what's will happen there. These are two of the big ones to watch: Central St. James and indeed South St. James. You know, those are two seats that to watch. Well, without further ado, let me welcome my friend and brother, Colin Bell, to News Talk 93 FM. Hi, Colin. You're quite familiar with the chair I'm sitting in at this time. Yeah, she started, Colin is saying more than, yes. Yes, she's greeted. Yes, Colin. So, and thanks once again for sitting in, you know, you got good reviews. So, Colin, let's look at this, because you're a practicing journalist, and we know that, you know, from time to time across the globe, we are not.
We do apologize. We're not hearing Colin Bell on the phone, so we're going to switch to something else, because apparently Conrad live feed not picking up Colin Bell. We're going to switch to something else. Stand by for us, please. We do apologize about this. Stand by as we switch to a different system here to see if we can pick up the phone calls that he has coming in to the studios over there at News Talk 93 FM. Stand by for us, please. We do apologize. Has nothing to do with the Make We Talk program. His system is not picking up his callers. So let us do this way here, please. Sorry about that. We do apologize to everyone who's listening to us. Welcome to the program. Let's do this way.
A bias towards the PNP, right? People accuse me of being PNP as a matter of fact, as I said, no less a person than Matthew Samuda and Robert Nesta Morgan had basically blacklisted me. They would not come on my program. You understand? So that happened. So the PNP is saying that, listen, based on the treatment that they have gotten from Nationwide and how they see those practitioners, they will not be comfortable with the debate with those persons.
Stand by, let me get a hold of him. Stand by, please. We do apologize about this. Stand by.
From the Prime Minister.
Yes.
That politicians don't get the opportunity.
Okay, it has nothing to do with us. I guess we have to go back to his other live feed, but we're not hearing his telephone calls. So I don't know, and there is something going on with his system. Stand by, let me figure out something. I want to get a hold of him. We do apologize about this.
Good. Good. Well, Colin, I am making the same call. As a matter of fact, I actually asked Marlon before if he could arrange that interview for me with the Prime Minister, and he, no avail. I reach out, and my producers will reach out to Mr. Vaz many a times to have him on the program, and people must understand that we want to ask questions, but certainly we understand if somebody decide that, listen, they're not going to talk to me. Obviously, when Marlon is here, you would see where more of the JLP people make themselves available to talk to him. Mm-hmm. More of the JLP people make themselves available to talk to him.
But here the thing though, Obi. Mm-hmm. Coming out of a press release I saw, the JLP also objected to Dean Jackson Miller.
That's it.
So I don't understand what the Prime Minister said. Like it was only the PNP who had objection. They also had objection. They objected, I think, to about two persons.
Absolutely.
I have to go back and look at the press release to see who they objected to. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure Dean Jackson Miller was one of them. So yes. the level of hypocrisy coming out of the Prime Minister is really beating the hurt bad.
Yeah, and Colin, let's call a spade a spade. Dean Jackson Miller is one of our most erudite media practitioner, and Dean is going to put the tough question whether to JLP or PNP. Nobody can out and out accuse Dean as somebody who basically just carry.
And I dare say, even though I don't listen to her anymore, I think Emily will ask the questions too. I believe that there may be a bias there, but I think she asks the tough questions, whoever it may.
All right, good. So there you have it. So, but it's a right for the party, both parties, to say, listen, we're not comfortable with such and such a person. Because remember, at the end of the day,
I think Conrad, nationwide has gone above and beyond. Because when you have a George Davis telling PJ to put on his pajama and go to in bed and be careful and kick over in chamber on the way.
Yes.
Come on. Please.
And calling PJ Patterson the murder prime minister and all of those sort of things. It's gone beyond the pale. It is beyond the pale, and no sensible party who work this out would want to sit on a debate with somebody like George Davis who shows his hands like that.
Have him as the host.
No. And the debating commission should basically use their wisdom and don't even think about that. That should not even be their thought, because they must understand that there would be some objection there. They must understand that.
This morning to Obi about the debating commission doing a team debate for finance.
Uh-huh.
And my take on that is that the finance ministry is too important for the debating commission looking at viewership for that, and say because people find the team debate more interesting. That's pure rubbish. One of the most important things going into the election is the economy of this country. And where is it that any political party can take us? In fact, the country has not grown past 1.9% in a very long time. The last time we grew at 3% was 2007. Mm-hmm. And what is really important going into this election is who will be able to grow the Jamaican economy by a consistent 5%, because that's what the economy needs to go by for the average man in the street to start seeing that growth and start seeing real prosperity.
Yeah, absolutely correct, Colin. I believe that's from where the debating commission start to make a blunder. And we have to call out people when they need to be called out. Brian Smith and his team, I believe that they had, and some of us in media, behind the microphone, we have to basically bite the bullet, and be fair and be honest, and speak truth to power. It doesn't matter.
I thought PNP would have rejected that. I was a bit disappointed.
No, man, they have. They did.
But it's going to happen.
No, but what happened? But hold on. What happened? The PNP can basically object, as they have objected to many things. But remember that they are not the final arbiter in terms of the decision on it. You understand?
Yeah, man, but you don't participate. You decide you're not participating in that team debate.
Well, that also is something that they have that leverage to do. But maybe they had decided, all right, fine. Once they have persons who are not people who are in favor of the PNP, but people who, perceive to be a certain level of fairness, they would enter the debate on that. But when you have people who are just blatantly, I am sure that, Colin, if my name should come up to basically be a questioner, it would be first and foremost, everybody would, the people in jail, people that say, no, we're not going there with Conrad. I'm sure that if your name came up, it would be the same thing.
God. They would say the very same.
So let's see how we can get this.
That's why we want to hold the Prime Minister at his word. We want an interview. I know you want one. I want one. And I know there are other people in the media space who would really love to ask the Prime Minister some questions.
Absolutely. Let's move away from that a little bit, Colin. Yesterday was nomination day. The 18th was nomination day for the general election come September 3rd. And indeed, Colin, we're seeing on the front page of the Gleaner here, and certainly on the Observer as well, where it talks about not on the Observer as well, where it's talking about the 189 candidates that had been nominated yesterday. So they are no candidates because the nomination process had took place yesterday. So they are official candidates now. Before that, they were actually aspirant, although we have been referring to them as candidate from day one because it's just a part of
officially now they're candidates.
So Colin, talk to us. You're over there in Portland. Of course, you were on the ground yesterday. Describe to us what took place on both sides, both the JLP and PNP as you saw it,
Well, it was really a good day, incident-free, and we thank God for that. I was one of the persons who nominated Isaac Buchanan, so I actually went inside the nomination center and signed the document. So I witnessed that firsthand. It was a massive turnout. I wasn't there for the GLP turnout in terms of their nomination, but I saw them with a very long motorcade, and I gathered that was East and West Portland together. But overall, West Portland had a big turnout for the PNP. East Portland had a big turnout. Those were the ones that I was watching. As I said, I saw the motorcade for the GLP. I didn't see them while they were nominated because, as you know, Conrad, I was one of the organizers for the People's National Party. So I was integrally involved in what we were doing. And our day was well spent. As I said, it was incident-free. That's the good thing about it. And all in all, the two candidates were duly nominated. Well, all four candidates, and I think five, because there was a UPP candidate in East Portland who was nominated as well.
All right, good. So, Colin, the East is like a block. That is to say Portland and indeed St. Mary.
Well, that's region 2.
Yeah, indeed, yes. But since we're talking, hold on there, Colin. Since we're talking about the entire JLP, the PNP and JLP, let's just use the block, the East, for the purpose of discussion. I know that the PNP has its region by way of number, and the JLP may have area councils and so on and so forth. So we leave those alone. Let's talk about the geographical space, the East. Now that is like a block. In terms of those other parishes there, were you able to glean anything? How it went?
Everything went well in St. Mary. We saw the pictures, we saw the videos. Western St. Thomas was overwhelming, I can tell you. Western St. Thomas was overwhelming, and that is one that we need to watch. Western St. Thomas and Western Portland. 2 seats that we need to don't write them off for anybody for election night. Obi, I'm telling you. Do not write off West Portland or Western St. Thomas.
That's my information coming out of the East there, Colin. So So I notice you haven't mentioned anything about Eastern St. Thomas. Is it that one is done and dusted?
Eastern St. Thomas is done and dusted. I would maybe say the same thing about East Portland. You know.
Those two, you're saying those two will be going back to the People's National Party?
Going back to the People's National Party. 3 from St. Mary. But Obi, don't be surprised if Portland gives you 2, St. Thomas gives you 2, St. Mary gives you 3. So we're talking about what, at 4, 7. Yeah.
Let me ask you something, Colin. When was the last time the PNP would have basically performed at this level that you're contemplating that they could perform in and I will now say the region, in region 2?
In the 90s, I think we had a 6 out of 7.
That was when Fenton Ferguson was the chair for the region.
Right. So we had East Portland, West Portland, Eastern St. Thomas, and we had all 3 in St. Mary at one point. Yeah.
So the party had actually had all 7 there at one point?
No, not that I don't remember if we have had all 7. I don't remember that, but I know we have had 6.
Okay, all right.
7.
All right, all right. So why are you saying? Sorry, Colin. Why are you saying that you are pincing the PNP so heavily over the JLP in the eastern side of the island there?
Because the work that I am seeing, and let me just, for transparency, state that I am also one of the vice chair for the region. So, I mean, in media, I like to be truthful. I like to be clear.
So you're integral right. in what is taking place.
And the information we have is that we are looking very, very good. And if I might spill the clad beans, West Portland and Western St. Thomas, Obi, we are going to win those seats.
Wow. So you're hearing it this morning, coming here and News Talk 93 FM. The man out of the East, Colin Bell, who is integral in the operations. Oh, there is a media man, but he's also integral in the operations of the People's National Party there. And this is not new with people being in media and in politics. We had Ronald Thwaites, we had Pernell Charles, we had Bruce Golden himself and so on. So there are a number of people. So it's not new frontier we're talking about, but Colin is giving me is clearest analysis as to what is taking place out there, Colin. And you're saying that from what you're seeing, there could
those 2 seats are 2 seats that even people in our party are doubting that we can take them. But from where I sit, I don't see no reason. And I tell you the truth, Obi, if we lose West Portland from here, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Wow, you're going on the flank there, Colin, man. You're going down the flank.
If we lose West Portland from this position, the position that we are in now, I am going to be very, very disappointed.
That is how well Doreen Campbell Forbes doing?
Doreen Campbell, people might not know, Conrad. She was a councillor before. And she should have been the first person Darrell Vaz ran against in 2007. It was a travesty that they took the seat from her after she went into a runoff. She got 600 votes in the runoff and her opponent got 200. But she was pulled for some reason. I don't know. I was not integral in the politics at that time. So she should have been Darrell Vaz's first opponent. She's going to meet him now. And I can tell you that she's doing the work, the constituency is well organized, and they are ready for election day.
But Colin, it is said that Vaz is awash with cash.
Yeah, they have the money. Then of course.
But you are saying that the people are looking beyond the money and ready to go.
For 18 years. Let me tell you something, Obi. For 18 years, Darrell Vaz didn't build one affordable house in West Portland. The NHT didn't build one house in West Portland for the 18 years under Darrell Vaz. We have nurses, we have teachers, we have police, we have firemen living in the constituency. And this man has been the MP for 18 18 years and never give them one opportunity to own a house. Can you imagine that? So the 18 years on the wash with cash that he has is for himself.
Well, I will remind my listeners, Colin, since we talk about Vaz and cash. In 2011, Darrell Vaz was the treasurer for the Jamaica Labour Party, and he made a statement. He was talking to the media at that time, and he said that the JLP had never had more money going into an election than they had in 2011, and Portia and the PNP on the other hand didn't have a lot of money. I recall in my hometown, Mandeville, where they had a mass meeting. I think it was out of that mass meeting, if I'm remembering correctly, there was an incident that took place there at the Tropics View Hotel.
In Mandeville.
Yes, in Mandeville. Yes, and I tell you that what happened, that meeting was cork. There's a song by Mitchell Gunn and Smiley, Can't Find a Back with a Cork. Because they laugh, promoter and him hydrant a laugh. That was the kind of meeting that the JLP had in Mandeville, right?
I remember.
The morning, Colin, after the meeting, Solid Waste Management Authority did not have enough trucks to pick up green shirt. You understand? And what happened, and you will recall what happened at that time, the election ended up 42-21, a clear 2/3 majority for the People's National Party.
I know you're coming up to the break, but there's just one more thing I want to say before you go. That Mark Golding is leading Andrew Holness by a net 8% in favorability ratings in Jamaica. Can you believe that?
Big showing that, Colin. And
keep just looking at the favorability and stop looking at the unfavorability. When you look at both and you do the math, Andrew Holness is at a net 4%. Mark Golding is at net 12%. A 8% lead over Andrew Holness. Time come over.
That is big. Of course, the Prime Minister, as a result of that, took on Dan Anderson, rubbishing Dan Anderson, and so on, and almost entering into not a fisticuffs, but a verbal war with Dan Anderson.
Well, when you look at Andrew now, you realize that he's also seeing the light. I think he has seen the light and he knows what is going to happen on the 3rd of September.
Colin Bell, let me see. Oh, we have about 2 minutes leave.
Okay.
A minute. We have a minute leave. Colin, this Western St. Thomas seat, what is driving this kind of energy that you're talking about out there?
Let me quickly tell you. You see, when you get an opportunity to prove yourself, you prove yourself, people will see. Hubert Williams got an opportunity to be mayor for a short period of time. And the amount of work that he did in that short period of time, the people have seen that here is a man that if you give him the opportunity, he will represent you well. And I believe the people of Western St. Thomas, they are about to make that change. But you know what surprised me this morning that I found out? Western St. Thomas have nearly 44,000 people on the voters list,
Wow. And what the numbers have looked? For example, you have the last number? Any idea of the last number?
No, because it was just this morning that came to my attention that constituency should have been split by now.
So you're saying that it's high time for St. Thomas to get a third constituency?
But based on the law, you need to.
All right.
The law says when you get to 35,000, you have passed the limit, and they are about 8,000 over that limit.
Thanks, Colin. So, you know the drill. You hear the theme.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us. God bless you. Take care. That's Colin Bell there out of Portland. Portland Spice TV. Sukon.
News Talk 93 FM. Heard everywhere. The time on News Talk 93 FM.
I don't think they think about the human factor.
Do you think the opposition has a chance in the next general election?
The best chance the opposition ever known. I think that charisma
Exactly.
Andrew beat, but if you have a look for intelligence, Mark Golden is no disrespect to Bro God, and I hope nobody not take this as no. But if you look from basic understanding and basic conversation, like Andrew Holness, we say this something nicer. Mark Golden is more of the people than Andrew Holness. I think that Andrew Holness is very pretentious. You understand me? I think that he plays the part of the man of the people better. Underemployment is worse than unemployment, because if you're working less than what it costs you to live and go to work, that is underemployment.
Remember, Randy used to tell say every meal make a muckle.
No, and I say go. But if you have to use 5 meal to get 1 muckle, it don't make no sense. You understand me? I say them conversation are not a political conversation. Them conversation are a life conversation.
Corruption is rampant at the highest levels of this government. You will remember during my budget presentation when they tried to prevent me from saying some critical things about governance, even shutting down the sitting of Parliament. Well, I went on the street and I said what I had to say, and I will say it here again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on cabinet ministers speaking publicly on these matters. But wait, comrades, I have to rewrite that part, because it is no longer 6. It has gone to 8. So let me say it again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 8 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on his cabinet ministers and MPs speaking publicly on these matters. Comrades, I had to hurry up and say that a second time, because before we reach and finish here today, maybe it will move from 8 to 12, the way how the number of labor rights illicits seems to multiply like gremlins. We will put a stop to such shenanigans. We will change the law so that all Integrity Commission reports must be published on Parliament's website within a short time, perhaps 24 hours of being sent to Parliament, so all Jamaicans can read those reports. Comrades, it is time to change these things. Accountability and transparency matter, and that is change. When the PNP forms government, our job is to create an environment in which Jamaicans can thrive and achieve their versions of the Jamaican dream. The next PNP government will also make lands available to the National Housing Trust for qualified contributors so they can build their own homes. From day one, we are going to restore the core mandate of the National Housing Trust, which was the baby of Michael Joshua Manley. We will stop the extraction of capital from the National Housing Trust. It was an emergency measure. It was supposed to only last for 4 years, and it has now continued for over 12 years. And we will return to providing affordable houses for people who need to buy or build a home. We plan a comprehensive review of all laws relating to housing to find ways to make housing more affordable for all Jamaicans. These initiatives are all about balancing the books and the people's lives, something that Sister P always spoke about and believed in.
I do not believe.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
Daryl Vaz, Jamaica will not sit with you and Christopherton and Floyd Green and Pernell Charles Jr. and Fayeval and Dana Morris and Matthew Samuda. Who going to stick with the evil? Who going to stick with them thief ya? Who going to stick with the thief them Jamaica? Who going to stick with them scammer ya? And as a matter of fact, Daryl, what do you mean by people bad mind? Daryl, what do you mean by people bad mind? Bad mind you for what? You have no good antecedents for people to bad mind you on. Your history is not one where anyone would have wanted to bad mind you, Daryl. I'm asking you again, what is there to bad mind when our hospitals are like chicken coops? What is there to bad mind when our water is filled with E. coli and shit and dirty water? People can't drink healthy water again. What is there to bad mind when the road them full of pothole?
What can go so?
What is there to bad mind? We can't bad mind on you know. Jamaica needs to be rescued. Jamaica needs to be rescued, Daryl. From you, Wellness Clan, Vaz Clan, Charles Clan, all of them sort of clan there. And when you're done, you think Jamaica want to stick with a politician, where one ex-politician, what's money? $20 million another company, media can say, all the people then.
Help. We hear the rhetoric.
We need a divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. So when I see you come, Daryl, we're tired of the murderer over the Labour Party. We're tired of the rapists them and the pedophiles and the sex offenders in the Labour Party. We're tired of the scammers them. We're tired of the chopper them. We're tired of the you know what? Jamaica, we're not tired of them. I want to ask you. We're tired of the woman beater them. So when you're going to talk about stick to the evil where you know, I want to tell you, I can't stick with a government that has not built one school in 9 years. I can't stick with a government that hides the water sampling from its people because they know that the E. coli is in the water. Why do you think Harmony Beach in Montego Bay can't be open? Because it is filled with E. coli. But we understand so your vocabulary is limited to bad mind. Because you and your wife, when it comes down to the vocabulary and the lexicon, you don't really understand that, you know.
Eternal and sovereign God, we come before you today. The God of righteousness, the God of justice, the God of peace, we come today, oh God, in no other name but the name of Jesus Christ. We come, Lord, putting our Jamaica land we love in your hands. Almighty God, it is your word that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then and only then you will hear from heaven and heal our land. And Almighty God, without a vision, the people perish. And so today, Lord, we come because Jamaica is weighed down under the weight of corruption. We're polluted, oh God, by cronyism and nepotism. But today, Lord, we come in your name and we say, Lord, rise up leaders like Moses who led the people out of bondage. Rise up leaders like Nehemiah who had a clean hands and clean heart. We pray, God, that you will rescue Jamaica and sound the trumpet in Zion. Sound the alarm, oh God, that Jamaica will understand that you, oh God, cares for the people of this country. And so, Lord, we come against every badmanism. We come against every plans of the enemy. And like David said in the wilderness, you come with spear and
Ambassador Alun Asamba, she was the Jamaican representative there in England or in the UK, and of course Ambassador Ward was the UN representative for for Jamaica. All right, so let me just remind you, the lines are open. The numbers are 876-212-9824. That's 876-212-9824 and 876-462-0919. Those are the numbers to call. July, one of our regular caller here, he was all over the place yesterday on the nomination scene in Kingston and St. Andrew, and I gather over there in Portmore as well. In a bit, I'm going to ask my producer to give him a call to give us an update, and we want an unbiased report, July, from you from both sides of the fence. All right. Also understand that Curious, who is the president for the New Kingston Taxi Association, himself and all the taxi operators, they're tuned in to yours truly, Conrad OBrian, the fireman, right here now, live at News Star 93 FM. Hello, caller.
Where are you going, Conrad?
Hey, Africa, I'm a good man.
Good to be here, young man.
Yes, I gather your candidate have an impressive showing yesterday. Were you on the nomination scene with her?
Well, a day and a half she have.
Huh?
A day and a half she have.
Yes? Tell me about it.
What you talk about, Conrad? Me want to know, say, she put in the work. You hear that?
Yes. And just for clarity, let's remind our listeners who we're talking about. We're talking about Stacey Knight, who is offering herself for the PNP in the Northeast St. Andrew constituency. She is up against the Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck. So they are both candidates now. There is no nobody have any advantage by way of the MP, and so they're both candidates now because they have been duly nominated and the Parliament of Jamaica has been dissolved. Yes.
Why, look like the Minister of Justice in serious trouble, you know. Yeah, man.
No, okay.
In retirement time, you know.
Yes. Well, she was
the young people need something to do, and them now take that to the young people. And Stacey Knight look like she had deal with that.
Good. One second there, Africa. My listeners on who are joining me on the TikTok feed, they were saying that they weren't hearing me when the caller or when I was with Colin. Let me know if you're hearing my caller now, because I did a little adjustment. So please just give me a heads up and let me know if you're hearing the callers on the TikTok feed. All right, go ahead, Africa. Sorry about that.
Yeah, yeah, sir. A lot of the people, you know, so them they forgot them. Left them out of the thing.
Yes.
Because you know how the politics run in Jamaica, you know. The people them tend to younger deal with them few like voters, you know. And then few like what you call it, you know. So then reach out to them old community.
Yes.
And that's the problem, you know, Conrad. Then I reach out to the whole of the community and make sure everybody in there are right.
You know, I heard something, and these are progressive thinking, and we must heal progressive thinking wherever it comes from. I heard Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary for the PNP and the candidate down there in Eastern Westmoreland. He is saying that he is going to purchase ambulance and make it into a mobile clinic, or a bus and make it into a mobile clinic. So he will be able to touch base with all the senior people and people who are just out there, people who may have been forgotten, you know, to ensure. And that's a good move. And as you said,
really for people in these constituencies, nobody not deal with them. Nobody not busy with them. Left them out of the thing.
Yes.
And right now, Miss Knight, she had do that part of the thing there. That me like.
Great.
The socialized part.
Yes.
Me like that skill there with her.
Good.
Socialize with the people and show the people and say love them, brethren. You see what I say? Can you see the amount of people that she get out yesterday?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes, Connie.
Me I tell you, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, man.
And that me I tell you, I want the long trail or something. She have to bring out, you know. You know them long trailer thing where them.
Yes, man. And let's just say this: that this is excitement and good news for the PNP. The PNP has not had this in Northeast St. Andrew for some time, and Stacey is now there bringing the thing. Her father is very confident that she will take it home, and he knows the politics.
Me say the sister that put in the work, Conrad. She have put in the work. She have the right now. The people in love her. That me I tell you.
Yes.
The people in love her. Cause enough people when me talk to them, they must say, African, me no want no money for now for vote, you know. Them now look at money for now for vote.
It's the love.
Them just have put in the vote for her.
Yes.
Because the community needs some vital changes.
Yes.
What Mr. King?
Yes.
The elder people they want to look after. And the young people they need opportunity.
Two key words there. The older folks need to be looked after and the young people need opportunity.
Yeah, you hear me? I guess I'm left it here.
Respect. Thanks for today. Thanks for today. All the best. All right, so there you have it. Somebody in Stacey's constituency, Northeast St. Andrew, saying that she has been putting in the work, quite impressed with the showing yesterday, and certainly believe that this one is indeed ripe for the picking for Stacey Knight, you know, and believe that Delroy Chuck has outlived his usefulness, and believe that now is the time to usher in a very energetic Stacey Knight. So we'll see how that one goes. All right. We continue to take the calls as the number will remain 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. My name is Conrad OBrian, the fireman. The program is Straight Up right here at News Talk 93 FM. We broadcast live from the University of the West Indies here. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, welcome caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, hi. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm not bad, and good morning to your listeners, and I hope everybody is okay.
Yeah, man. Yesterday was indeed nomination day. How was things in your neck of the woods?
Yesterday, nomination day. That is what I want to talk about, and also the comment of the Prime Minister on certain issues. Let me take nomination day. The PNP was out. The JLP was out.
Yes.
But we have a hiccup in our campaign yesterday, all because of sabotagement. Because we went to Ligani, you know, to get in line, because you know we have a string of supporters and buses and so forth, and the campaign and bikes and so forth. So we were
the motorcade.
Yeah, so coming from Ligani. Mrs. Olison is entourage already.
And her entourage.
Yeah, man, that's what.
No, you say his. So I'm just making a bit of correction. I know it's a tongue twister. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So when we were coming up, you know, to nominate Peter King, the road was blocked by Mrs. Ollis and our supporters.
Oh, really?
Both sides, because of the road, they parked the vehicle on both sides of the road, so no vehicle could have passed. And we were there for about 1 hour, almost an hour, about 5 minutes. Less an hour.
You know, this morning I was talking to one of our callers from St. James, and he said to me that they had quite a bit of those issues down there in St. James as well, where their path were blocked by the opposite number. So I don't know if that's something that, you know, they had strategically planned, but that's wrong. So how things panned out at the end?
Well, I mean, yeah, we got you, but by the time we got you, Peter King already nominated. You know, so I think it was an attempt to you know.
I see what happened. You're saying that there was a strong of supporters that were going towards the nomination center where the candidate was, and you were blocked from going there. So what happened afterwards? Because obviously, you know, persons congregate at a particular point afterwards. So how was that?
Yes, man. We went up there and we congregate same way and show our support also. And then we have after you know, we call it
a post nomination party or whatever it was, or meeting.
We set our people and so forth.
Okay, yes.
So after that it went smooth.
All right, thanks for that update.
Excuse me?
Thanks for the update.
Yes, man. You're welcome. I already promised to make a statement that he said that Anderson poll is not credible. And he did his own poll. And his own poll finding shows that he's gonna win 23 seats. But in the same breath, he's saying that he does not release poll, internal poll. He does not do that because it will cause a complacent with his supporters. So I'm saying to myself, then what did he just do? He said he's gonna win 23 seats. That means he will build polls. So is it that means his supporters is gonna get complacent?
Sir,
I think.
Sir, the prime minister is having a little bit of spinning in his head. He recognizes he's under severe pressure. It is clear. You look at Andrew Holness and you can see it is palpable. And that's what happened. It's not unique to him. You know, some of us, if we have a relationship problem at home and you walk out on the street, it almost showing. People looking at you and say, what happened to you, man? So when we look at the Prime Minister right now, and I'm speaking the truth, Andrew Holness is not the same man that I saw even 6 months ago. Not the same person at all.
Really worried. He's really worried. Because you're going to say you don't release internal poll, but yet still, in the same breath, you're saying you're going to win.
I love my listeners, you know, you guys are clever.
Your internal poll revealed to you. So what did you do there? You release it?
Yes, that's true.
I don't know. Maybe you think that some people are dunce. And because a lot of people who's not educated enough and like to listen to him and take his word for it, I think that's why he have done it. But there's a lot of people out here who are wise, educated, and can read through what he said. I guess he's just worried. Boy, I am really sorry for boy.
Well, that's how it is. It's par for the course. You know, we have a democracy. Sometimes the people watching what is happening and so on, and basically they make their move. Have to take some others, Anthony. Your close out. You have anything else you want to say quickly?
Yeah, that's what I said to people. Just to be positive and just pray and trust God and just speak the truth, because the truth is power.
All right, thanks.
So, take care. God bless.
Bless you. All right. So my viewers and listeners and the TikTok feed, as I said, let me know if you are hearing my callers via this route. I know that we are clear elsewhere, but we're having a little bit of issue with the listeners on the TikTok page. Hello, welcome caller. Welcome to Straight Up. Conrad OBrian here, the fireman.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Morning, Mr. O'Brien, sir.
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
I'm not too bad. What is there an issue with the debating commission and the list of persons who alleged to be media practitioners who will be conducting this debate?
Well, my understanding is that they gave the debating commission, would send out a list and probably ask the parties to basically, say whether or not they have an objection and so on. But there seems to be some persons, nationwide, that the party, the PNP, is saying that, listen, they are not comfortable being on the debate with them. Also, girl, that the JLP said that they are not comfortable with Dean Jackson Miller, for example, and another person, right? So both sides have an issue there, but it was coming across from some people, you know, and especially that media house, as if it is just they alone that the PNP have issue with. But everybody knows that the that NNN is what you call somewhat of an incubator. Whether it is real, it is not even perceived. It is something that people look and see and listen to them. And if you are somebody who comes into Jamaica out of the blue and you listen to that station, you'll wonder if it is a fax, like a fax that is aligned to Donald Trump and the Republican. It is just what it is.
Let me say this quickly. Anybody who arrived in the island without knowing the history and listen to the station would see that they are clearly aligned to the JLP. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with a media house having a certain philosophical or political line.
Absolutely.
What is wrong is when people masquerade as journalists and go into media, infiltrate media, and are clearly campaigning for one political party. If somebody came into Jamaica and heard nationwide, they would wonder. But if they know the history, let me just very quickly, for those who have forgotten, Faval Williams was a major shareholder in Nationwide. She sold her shares and graduated from Nationwide and went straight to Senate. The Prime Minister's press secretary graduated from Nationwide and went straight to OPM.
Absolutely, Naomi Francis, yes.
Yes, Abka Fitzhenley. He graduated from Nationwide and went straight to the Senate. Dennis Brooks graduated from Nationwide and went straight into the JCF as a district constable. And within 2 years, he's a
senior superintendent.
Yes, he might now be on the verge of being commissioner if anything happens to Blake, God forbid. There was a fellow at Nationwide named Pommels. He graduated from Nationwide and went to Nessal.
Yes.
The rest is history.
And hold on, not only he, but remember Mrs. Warren as well.
And there was somebody
who was a marketing manager at Nationwide and cousin to Bobby Montague.
There, and I think one other graduated from Nationwide and went to some communications job with the JUTC.
Yeah, man.
And there are others. And one would have to ask, is it that people at Nationwide are so bright and so suited for these jobs? I am not saying that they shouldn't be on the debates. Another question which arises, is the amount of money that government spends on advertising. Advertising government. I hear ads on Nationwide.
Hold on. Yes. I'll give you 2 minutes on the other side. Just let me go to the break because I'm coming through. I'll give you 2 minutes on the other side. Please hold
housing are fundamental development priorities. In celebration of our first female Prime Minister, we will bring forth the Portia Initiative, the program for orderly renewal and transformation of infrastructure in all areas, the Portia Initiative. This program will drive policies that Sister P stood for. improving infrastructure in old housing schemes, tearing down zinc fences in communities and replacing them with proper concrete walls, completing the infrastructure and land titling for existing land tenure regularization schemes, they call it Operation Pride, and rolling out new ones to bring hope and decent living conditions in areas of social neglect. Our beloved Sister P will smile as the next PNP government improves sidewalks for persons with disabilities, provides housing assistance to needy citizens, and beautifies communities where our people live. The Porsche initiative is a must, and time come for that. Corruption is rampant at the highest levels of this government. You will remember during my budget presentation when they tried to prevent me from saying some critical things about governance, even shutting down the sitting of Parliament. Well, I went on the street and I said what I had to say, and I will say it here again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on cabinet ministers speaking publicly on these matters. But wait, comrades, I have to rewrite that part because it is no longer 6. It has gone to 8. So let me say it again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 8 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on his cabinet ministers and MPs speaking publicly on these matters. Comrades, I had to hurry up and say that a second time, because before we reach and finish here today, maybe it will move from 8 to 12, the way how the number of labor rights illicits seems to multiply like gremlins. We will put a stop to such shenanigans. We will change the law so that all Integrity Commission reports must be published on Parliament's website within a short time, perhaps 24 hours of being sent to Parliament, so all Jamaicans can read those reports. Comrades, it is time to change these things. Accountability and transparency matter, and that is change. When the PNP forms government, our job is to create an environment in which Jamaicans can thrive and achieve their versions of the Jamaican dream.
Gold's money was not lost, it was stolen. Plain as daylight. We must not prejudice the right of fair trial of any accused. But there are issues which, according to our constitutional entitlement of free speech, demand ventilation and not a muzzle. In 1998, Mr. Eric Thompson would have had no legal recourse for a failure of his bank. But now, there's the FSC.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here in News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad OBrian, the fireman. We go up until 12 midday. We have callers, and let me just wrap with this caller quickly so I can take the others. Hello, caller, thanks for holding.
Yes, Conrad. The question I'm about to ask. I've heard somebody say that having regard to the all media survey, there is a massive disproportionality in the advertising, government advertising revenue going to certain media houses. I don't know if you have any information on that you could share with the listeners. But before I go, a man like you, if somebody says that you are a comrade or that you have a PNP bias, what would you say?
Yeah, man, I would say yes.
All right, good. And that is what I expect of people in media. In the United States, there are times when newspapers and media houses endorse candidates. There is nothing wrong with that. There is something wrong with people openly politically campaigning through a radio station and hiding behind journalistic integrity.
Yeah, because what happened, because what happened, you can be both. Because certainly I try my best. Somebody will come here with nonsense against the JLP, and I'm going to rubbish it. You come with nonsense against the PNP, I'm going to rubbish as well. But certainly I do have a preference and a choice as a Jamaican as to which of the political party I support.
The point I want to make is that supporting a political party or a political view is not a recipe for you to dispose of your integrity as a journalist and your objectivity. It is no excuse.
Totally agree, sir. Totally agree.
My brother, have a nice day.
Thanks a lot. Bless you. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling, Council. Good. All right. So, let's continue to take the calls as we we march up to the 11 o'clock. Oh, it's now 10:37. Hello, caller.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Portmore. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Keep repeating the saying that. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive. This government is the most deceptive government in the history. I've never seen another government who just tried to go around and trick people.
Portmore. My last caller there, and I know who I was talking to very well. He's in the legal fraternity. But I want to just say this, that I heard some things, some ad that are just blatant political ad at this time coming out of the office of the Prime Minister. I don't believe that those ads should be playing at this time. These ads that are basically carrying this message should be ads that are paid for by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Well, you remember now that the JLP.
And I heard my brethren also talk about it. Simon Crossley also talk about it as well. It should not be. You can't be when an election is announced. You're in the jaws of an election. You're doing ad, dime a dozen. Well, not dime a dozen. They are expensive. But so many ads coming out of the office of the Prime Minister days before election. We should have a cutoff point for those things, sir. And I'm saying it's across the board. It is wrong. You can't, because you're in government, you're using this kind of advantage, sir, with taxpayers' money. And it is not even going across media houses fairly. I am here. You don't hear any given to me. I am not going to, you understand? I haven't gotten any. We haven't gotten any here. But you have media house that is getting it every 5 seconds. You hear it playing.
But all that money that station, all they have that they get. They're not still in the red.
I don't know about their balance sheet, sir, and I'm not even interested in that.
Okay.
Who must do that? Deal with that, right? I don't know. I hear all sort of things that I'm seeing purloin over the place, and social media. I can't verify whether or not they are in red or in green or purple or orange.
Well, you see, there's a sign. There's you know, whatever we do, good or bad, have a way to come back at us, you know. So
yes.
Just a matter of time.
We're working with the 5 minutes rule today, Portmore. So go ahead and make your points as you go along.
I think the Jamaican people are being given a bunch of criminal, and I might use that word. It cannot be that we have some 11 people in our parliament who are cited for illicit enrichment, who is, and the public are now given, because none of them resign, none of them don't come out and say, I am the person who is being cited, and therefore we need to have this thing clarified so that them integrity or whatever can be put under scrutiny. These people are there and are put up now for the Jamaican people to go and elect them again. Now, what are we running a democratic country? Or we are running a criminal empire? Because it's only when you're running a criminal empire, things like this are supposed to happen.
Portmore, let me weigh in on that quickly. It is wrong, sir. We should not be going into an election. We should not be going into an election with persons who are alleged to be on the investigation for illicit enrichment, and we don't know them. And that is why I agree with the opposition leader, with the president of the PNP, and if it had come from the leader of the JLP, I would agree with it. That is saying that but Mark is saying that he is going to take another look at the gag clause. No. You understand? So that you will have those persons who are, which is alleged that is on the investigation for illicit enrichment, be known. Because I don't think we should be going to election blindly not knowing these people.
So what about the electoral? Isn't there nowhere in our system that can say no? People have to be vetted and to be proper, to be good and proper before you can come and say representing the citizens of this country. So that means ever and any dog, puss and Harry, murderer, rapist, pedophile.
I don't think it's quite like that. But Portmore, I have to leave you there. I have my board is full. All right. Thanks. You can call me back later if anything. Let's give some, because persons are holding because of their credit, so we don't want to keep them too long. Hello, caller.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hi, morning, Milton. How are you doing?
Not too bad. First thing first. How about you saying alleged? That allegation, you exempt the motion of the Prime Minister from that allegation, though.
I choose to use the word allegation, sir.
Yeah, you did use it earlier on. Right, so but the Prime Minister...
I'm saying that I chose to use it. I am using the word
allegation. Yes, but with greater respect, Mr. O'Brien, the fireman.
Yes. No, well, certainly the Prime Minister, it is not alleged that the Prime Minister is on the investigation. The Prime Minister the Prime Minister is indeed on the investigation. We are aware of that.
It's further, sir, but the finding so far is enough for the Prime Minister should have taken a back seat, but he chose not to.
Can I tell you that I agree with you, Milton? I agree with you.
Okay. Yes, sir. So, and the next thing now, there are some people who are saying that the PNP should have given nationwide some of its advertisement during the election season.
And some people are saying that the JLP should have given Conrad OBrian and Newstalk some of the JLP ads.
Yes, but they must remember that Cliff Hughes go on public television and accuse the PNP gunman of shot up his compound. And so far it has not been proven. So would you give a person like that or a station like that your hard-earned cash?
Well, the PNP had made its decision, sir, and the JLP has made their decision. You know, I thought we would have gotten some business from the JLP because we basically go down the middle here, but not to no avail.
But don't compare the two of them still.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing now, there's somebody on Nationwide last night, sometime last week, according to the person, you know, another person near the debate panel, the two presenters are hosts.
Mm-hmm.
The person said the next Prime Minister of Jamaica doesn't have any house in Jamaica. All of his houses are what have you supposed to be in some foreign country in our house yet. And you still want on Prime Minister of Jamaica. And the two eminent hosts never took it up on themselves to correct the man, also to teach the man. Because a lot of us need teaching in Jamaica, you know.
It is true, sir. I myself, I listen. And when I hear some people come on and call programs, and I saw who sat down there and allow people to say certain things, I said to myself, how could you have this responsibility vested in you to be sitting behind a microphone, hosting a program on mainstream radio, and you allow people to come and say those things? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I heard even yesterday, you know, I heard somebody was talking about they never hear Mark Golden say where he was born. Mark Golden say every time he was born at the University of the West Indies Hospital, he grew up on the precincts, Mona Commons, all of these places here. That's where he say he run up and down, he rode bicycle, everything. And I heard yesterday on a particular outfit, saying that they have never heard Mark Golden saying born, which part of Jamaica I'm born. I mean, it is just wrong. It is wrong, sir, and no wonder why the PNP have an issue with certain persons being a part of the debate.
Yes, and the debate again. One thing I tell you, know, I would mention the profession of the two presenters at the time when the person mentioned Mark Golden and house in Jamaica. I'm not going to mention their profession because, you know, people want to find out too quick. And the debate now, them claim some Mark Golden is afraid of owners. Because I know that one of the things we're going to feature in that debate, you know, are the Integrity Commission report.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in Mountain, he read out some at Crossroad, and I was at Crossroad, you know.
Okay.
And I was at Gardentown yesterday.
Let me say this to you, sir. There's one protection, if there's any protection with this debate, and the debating commission, as I said earlier, they bark up the wrong tree. They should never morph the discussion on the finance, the economy, within our group debate. The Minister of Finance should be firmly enough to defend her stewardship or to put her thing out there, and the person who speak on the finance for the opposition should be able to do so. So for the debating commission to go and change that is where the problem actually starts. And I believe that the debating commission is weighing their credibility, has waned somewhat thin, in my opinion.
Yes.
I have to leave you, Milton. I have some others who will in.
You have to run.
Close out. Tell me what I want, quickly.
No, but just the election, the nomination has been gone down.
So what? You're penciling your constituency for Peter King?
Pardon me?
You're penciled in your constituency for Peter King and the PNP? Juliet is gone, Mrs. Solis is gone?
There's no doubt, and the Labour Party needs leadership in neutral Clinton, you know. They should have known that from last year. And let you say yesterday again was a stark reminder to Mrs. Solis. That time come, and the last thing, Mr. Dr. Tufton. You notice the lull in the Labour Party activity from that thing there last Sunday and
Tuesday. Set up, Chris.
I will find that Mr. Notice they look a drop in the Labour Party activity in this election. Chris get Chris under strong investigation account to go along.
Yes, man. All right, Milton.
That's cyber crime, you know.
Okay, all right,
so
cool.
I think a man like Chris never knew that.
All right, Milton, cool. Yes, thanks a lot. And Milton is alluded to the doctrine of that tape with KD Knight. And I think I may have said it elsewhere, but I want to say that I am fully much aware of the original tape. Because I have to be in a space where that original tape had basically emanated. All right, emanated from. All right, let's continue to take the calls. Hello, welcome caller. Welcome to Straight Up.
Welcome.
Yes, indeed. The fireman back in the hot seat. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. What you do?
I am good, man. I am good. Giving God thanks.
Amen, my brother. At time we stop listen to those jackass brain people.
No, Marsha. Hold on, Marsha. Hold on. No, Marsha. You know me operate. No, take back that. No.
All right.
No, not going
there. Jackass
no. Just
no.
Yes, go ahead.
The Constitution of Jamaica, right? As long as you're born in the Commonwealth, right? You have a right to come here and live 6 months after you can enter in our parliament.
I hear as I understand it. You have to be here. I hear.
Anything outside of the Commonwealth, you are foreigner. All of the country that used to sing this British anthem, God Save Our Gracious Queen, right? So you're free to come to Jamaica. And you can control Prime Minister. Now Mark was born here. So we not about to follow them people that were chatting foolish.
They are full argument.
Yeah, so we done. Those things are dead and buried. You realize now that the JP them go on. And
I also want to be fair. I want to be fair because in Cliff Hughes himself, I heard persons who are JLP surrogates. I heard person called him. Because I listen widely. I heard person call him and talk that nonsense about Mark birth and so on. And he actually rubbished them. He said, no, not at all. But you have other people. We have other people on the station that basically go with the nonsense.
Yes. Now you have some politician, and I just be politician there. Because all the lady that talk on Northeast Center, run and get chicken. Tell our labor right, kill labor right in office up there over chicken. Now, when people are getting chicken, you have to be careful.
In Northeast St. Catherine?
Yes, I from Main Street leader.
Well, what I know that there two incidents happened. There was a situation where a bus ran over a supporter of the JLP in their tour in St. Thomas. And before that, the day before, up in Northeast Manchester, they had a JLP gathering there and something went on with 2 other persons and a stabbing incident took place and one of them got killed there. But as it relates to the Northeast St. Catherine, where my good friend Currency Morrison, the MP, I've not heard that. I know she's giving out things, but I didn't hear.
Northeast St. Catherine is talking about. Manchester.
Oh, Northeast Manchester. Oh, yeah, man. That had been reported. Yes.
Right. Now that's a matter.
Okay.
But this chicken business, they must understand that chicken is a dangerous bird, No, people need that know. You ever go, especially when you go to a Chinese restaurant and you ask them, what kind of chop suey they have? What they tell you?
Chicken chop suey.
Chicken chop suey. Chicken with chop, chicken dangerous.
Easy at all.
So we have to be very careful, man. Until chicken, and if it's sure we never run, Chicken with that chop him up and kill him, Well, no, and I see you as
I said that let me say a good morning and a healthy shout out to one of my listeners there up in where is he? Northwest Clarendon. That would be where Richard Azan is running, and who is there for the JLP now? Newbie is there for the JLP. Chop Up in that constituency, a gentleman there named Chop Up, as they talk about chop suey and chicken. I remember him. Yes.
Yeah. You know, so that's the night the election is over, you know. The election is over and done. I said something on the program and I hear Colin, this man, we're telling me about it. This black of vote, I said it before and I think I said it already again and again. I'm going to say it. This black of vote from East and West St. Thomas, East and West Portland, Southeast St. Mary, Central St. Mary and Western St. Mary. None of those seats going to the Jamaica Labour Party. Remember, I told you so. I tell you that the JLP is going to win 50 seats, possibly more.
It's about 15 days. It's about 15 days we have left, so we will see.
But the main seat that I am watching, and I will wager that Andrew Holness is going to lose West Central St. Andrew. Andrew Holness is in big trouble. There's a massive swing to the PNP, and I want you to just imagine that you're throwing tea in a cup, and then the cup overflow. You know what's running up? The stars up.
I'm going to share something with my listeners, and sometimes it is important for us to, you know, even if we have to do it in a disguised fashion, because sometimes, okay, for example, yesterday, as soon as I opened my mouth, I was actually recognized, and before that they were looking at me, but when I opened my mouth, I was recognized.
Yes.
I went to Spanish Town yesterday in a taxi, and I deliberately did not charter the taxi. I went into one of the regular taxis.
Yes.
From Spanish Town to Angels, all right? Where the Knutsford Express operate from, because as I said earlier, and I lost my car key in the States, you know, so I had to go back.
You have like Bully Beef, man.
Yes.
You know, so Bully Beef, then I think he left the key outside.
You know, so basically, and trust me, Marshall, the last days are very expensive lost. Cost me $65,000.
Yes.
You know, so the truth is that I was in that vehicle, and there are two ladies who is from the Prime Minister's constituency. And they were talking and saying, boy, them no know what go on in the constituency. But a whole heap of people switch and home, Mr. Buchanan doing well. And trust me, when I listened to those ladies talking, I did not get the impression that they were ordinary, they were necessarily PNP hard-nosed supporters. They are just people who live in the constituency, I was telling. So I don't know what is happening. I spoke to the candidate himself. He said that he is doing well and he has good numbers. I have not been inside the constituency myself to basically do any kind of one-on-one. But I'm hearing this conversation coming up over and over that Paul is doing well. But one must remember, Marshy, that this constituency, or that constituency, is a constituency that used to poll heavily for the PNP. It's the old A.G. Nicholson seat.
Yes. So we have a strong base there. But listen to this. Get that swing to the PNP, you know, and listen to this now. West Central border with that Portia Simpson seat where Angela Brownberg is now, right? West Central border with the Tony Hilton, strong and safe PNP seat, right? Border also with West Central, you know. Good. And you come up, where garden name? Where this garden name will run a Peter Phillips seat again?
Dennis Garden?
Dennis Garden. Border with West Central also, right? So when you take this whole thing together, the edging around Andrew Holness is strong PNP support.
Marshy, I have to go. I'm up on the 11 o'clock break.
All right then.
Thanks a lot. All right. Let's go to the break. So come.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Wellington Dental.
That is humanitarian. I don't think they think about the human factor.
Do you think that the opposition has a chance in the next general election?
The best chance the opposition ever know. I think that charisma
is exactly
Andrew beat. But if you have a look for intelligence, Mark Gordon is No disrespect to Burger, and I hope nobody will take this as no. But if you look from basic understanding and basic conversation, like Andrew Holness, we say this something nicer. Mark Golding is more of the people than Andrew Holness. I think that Andrew Holness is very pretentious. You understand me? I think that he plays the part of the man of the people better. Underemployment is worse than unemployment, because if you're working less than what it costs you to live and go to work, that is underemployment.
Remember, Randy used to tell us that every mickle make a muck.
No, and I say go. But if you have to use 5 mickle to get 1 muckle, it don't make no sense. You understand me? I say them conversation are not a political conversation. Them conversation are a life conversation.
Within our first 100 days of government, we will start the legislative process to fix the date for general elections in Jamaica. So no government will be able to come and make false promises and hide the truth and tell you half-truths and trick you into voting for them, and then when them win, them throw on poison for you.
100 days. We fix election date. Still I wait for the promise to fulfill. One broken promise after another. Laughable, as we say. None of your promises not fulfilled yet, boss. So there are we.
Within the first 100 days of our government, we will start the legislative process to institute impeachment proceedings in Parliament. This will add another layer of protection of the Parliament to ensure that only members of unquestioned integrity sit in the Parliament.
All ministers under the new Jamaica Labour Party government will be given a job letter. That job letter has a timeline of 2 years and 6 months with key performance targets which are agreed upon by the cabinet, focused on 2 things: economic growth and job creation.
Andrew, you need to do what you said from 2016. You say you're going to put it on paper. So anything you put on paper, the MP have to work with it. So you need to do it now. Because I feel like, say, when you do that, the MP will do them work and we will see work done in the community.
Within the first 100 days of government, we will start the legislative process to introduce term limits on the office of Prime Minister.
Andrew Holness, John, him break him promise and nothing him say I'm going to do, you know, for the next 100 days, and now him not do nothing. Him not keep no promise, and him say I'm the promise keeper. What a promise, John Star.
At a convenient time within our new government, we will hold a grand referendum on the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice, as the final appellate court.
You make so much promise for us. Look how long you're in there. Nothing done. All for the COVID. They promised the people them $25,000. Nothing done. Huh? So what you expect me to do? Tell me, say if you sleep with the door and window open and nothing done.
Please, Mr. Knight, please. I'm suggesting that you are pathologically mendacious. Mr. Knight, that is an improper suggestion. Why? And an improper... After he just said what he just said? Yes. It's pathological. Mr. Knight, please continue your cross-examination if you so intend to. He was referring to what you said, a ruling you made. And he laughed at you. And laughed. You have a pathological condition when it comes to telling the truth. And I'm suggesting to you that you have misled, you have conspired, and you have deceived the Parliament, the people of this country, and the inquiry, this commission.
the diaspora and every Jamaican, and that you, Prime Minister, should pack your bags and go. Mr. Chairman.
Whether you're Labour right, PNP, regular Jamaican who just want to vote for a change, you see the next election here will come up under no circumstances whatsoever can you vote in back the Jamaica Labour Party into government.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister, it's almost 9 years since you took over the country. Name yourself brokered while basking in election glory. Little did we know that you would matriculate to becoming Jamaica's first Prime Minister to lead a heist on taxpayers' money. With a whopping 28 bank account, you laugh and skin your teeth, while bold head hang low in this national defeat. I remember when you tell with a Tanawi yard, leaving Jamaicans sitting in limbo. Even before that, you promised me could leave open my door and my window. You take your wife turn Madam Bully of the Parliament, showing Jamaicans who is the real man, whether in or outside an agreement. You raise your pay to a higher standard, while teachers, doctors and nurses leave yard to go look work abroad. Mr. Prime Minister, me not know if you see it. Maybe you're blind. Cause between me and you, Jamaica is singing a new song. Cause it's about time. Time for a new direction. Time for a new leader. Time for a change. So take it from me, Mr. Prime Minister. Light a candle, sing a song, and find your way back home. Yours cross, angry, miserable, a patriotic Jamaican.
St. Anne, and you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know no one me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready? Oh, my comrades, see the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Victory, victory, victory.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here at News Talk 93 FM. Indeed, Conrad OBrian, the fireman, we're here and we're burning. We're speaking truth to power, and that's our mantra, no matter who the guy is, right? It is indeed a lovely Tuesday morning here in Jamaica. It is Tuesday, the 19th day of July, the day after nomination day. And indeed, we understand that all of August. Thank you, Madam Producer. Thanks, my dear. So the 19th day of August 2025. And indeed, with the both papers are carrying this morning that 189 candidates were nominated yesterday. Of course, we know that the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party, they feel a full slate of candidates. I'll give you a breakdown of the other candidates that were nominated yesterday. And so you'll see how we arrive at the 189. The 189. All right. The 189. And I smile just now because the PNP headquarters was at 89 Old Hope Road. So is that a part of the signal as to what is to come? The PNP will be ramping home heavily with this one, or will Belmont Road be smiling? Let's see how it goes. So before I come to my caller, Al, please hold for me. Just before I come to you, this morning, you know, Jeffrey Tavares of the Make We Talk YouTube channel, he gleaned this information very early in the piece. I think he got it from an inside source where there was major outbreak at the Constant Spring police station where 8 persons basically break out of that police lockup there, but subsequent to that, the Gleaner basically published something on that. But I have to give Jeffrey Tavares and the Make We Talk YouTube channel the credit, because that's where I got the information from first. Subsequent to that, the Gleaner basically published something. All right, so that's it. So again, yesterday was nomination day, and of course, you know, persons were all over the place. Al, who is a regular caller on this program, he was all over the place. So I'm going to take Al for about 8 or so minutes or 10 minutes to basically give us a kind of update as to what he saw from both sides, you know, what was happening both in Kingston and St. Andrew and in the Portmore area, as he would have covered those areas. Al, how you doing, sir?
Welcome back, my friend. Welcome to Conrad. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
Yes. I'm happy to hear your voice.
Good.
And as you were saying that, you know, I was all over the place yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give thanks and congratulations to the organizers and to the Jamaica Constabulary Force and to the JDF for keeping the peace.
Yes.
And we have a very, very successful and non-violent free nomination day across the country.
Yes.
And that Conrad, the bantering from both sides, the PNP and the JLP, we were meeting up together and we hug and we shake hands and we talk and we move on.
Love that.
I, along with the Conrad leader, was right in Pembroke Hall. And while he was there, a host of JLP was passed in, and we all meet up and we shook hands and we laughed and we greeted each other, and it was like
stick up in there for 15 seconds, Al. Yes. Just remember your chain of thought. This constituency, what is it called again? Northwest St. Andrew.
Yes.
It seems as if something is happening there, because I was taking note that the opposition leader, he chose that constituency to be in yesterday, and he made a very telling statement. He actually argued that Nigel Clark may have smelled the coffee and basically took away himself.
Yes. But let me tell you something. Since the arrival of Miller Simpson, is that she had brought to the constituency a kind of politics in terms of knocking on people's door, meeting and talking to them, having dialogue with them. And because of that, they love that and they like her for how she's able to communicate and how she comes across. And she's there from October and she has done some real good work on the ground. Up to Sunday, she was walking in Hewenden, knocking on the elderly door, and about 130 of them, then she greeted, and this evening she will be going back out there.
She has a 10-point plan that she has been, is it a 10-point plan? I think I'll take a 6-point plan.
Conrad, the Conrad leader, out of his busy schedule yesterday, the Conrad leader came immediately after his nomination and greeting his people. Drove down there, walked into the center, walked with us along the roadside, a good distance from Marvalino, to to go all the way down Mullins Road and turn down to Pembroke Road and go down to the center. A very good way of Canada, about some 2 miles and I come in the sun. And we walked down there and he stood on the outside until they were called, the time came and they went there and sat there for a good while. I was wondering along with Ethne. And when he came out, we walked down to Pembroke and he, while there, he went have a something to drink and came on the stage. And let me tell you something. The energy that I saw in Marbury and Pembroke Hall and Brook Valley and Trantor Hall and Avondale, and the coverage came out. It was like a jubilation. And let me tell you something. I left there, I went to Hilton. Now we have Tony Hilton. I don't hear anybody talking about Tony Hilton. But Tony Hilton, nomination day spoiled. Conrad OBrian, I saw 35 Juta bus and coaster buses park. And they were all filled and out the door. People are fight to get inside. And about 160 taxi cars all over those would join. It was a pandemonium in the plaza and around the environment of doing the party yesterday.
So the logistic hub man is alive and red and well.
Yes, Mr. is my member of parliament. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, because that's where your vote is, right, July?
That's where my vote is, and I am the first one who voted every time. In that particular period. Let me tell you.
I want you to cover as many, so don't detain yourself on one. Just give me widely. And tell me what you saw. Hold on, Al. I want you to tell me what you saw, and I know you would be paying primary attention to the JLP, to the PNP, and that's why I'm asking somebody on the JLP side who was there can call me, tell me what they saw there, because I know you're concentrating primarily on the PNP side.
Yes, and I went to Conrad, I went to East Central. That is where Dennis Gordon is.
Yes.
No, that is something else. No, let me tell you, it was like a slum. That's all I can describe it as.
Hold on, Al. Hold on. Just allow me. I'm kind of trying to get in. There is another seat that I want to know. Did you go into the Prime Minister's constituency?
Yes, that's what I'm going to tell you. I went to Dennis, and beside here, I want to tell you, Paul Buchanan aligned with his team. Pull out a massive crowd from Mullins Garden and Seabright Garden and from Jerusalem coming across up to Waltham. And let me tell you something, it was like a blanket of courage in that constituency. And I can tell you this, and I can say publicly, watch that seat. As long as democracy exists and people are allowed to vote freely without any form of fear and intimidation, watch Paul Buchanan.
Did you happen to go in his former constituency up in West Rural that I understand that John Gordon Webley is making some waves there? What happened there?
John Gordon Webley is where the community that went up there to give John Gordon a strength, and I drove up there. Up there from Brandon Hill, come right down to Golden Spring to come up to Lawrence Tavern to Stony Hill to go up in a grass rock hall. It was again another thing. No fun, right?
What about hold on, I'm trying to do the circle. What about Northeast St. Andrew where Stacey Knight is?
Well, up Barbican, you're talking about Grand Spence to Barbican to Charlotte Road to Oliver Road. Stacey again had a good showing. Very good showing. And let me tell you something. She is somebody who we have to watch. The people love her. The kind of politics that she brings and the kind of the development prospects and policies that she has is something to lift the era. Not one where there's a confinement down in Grandson alone and you don't say the MP, and that is where it is. She's going to meet up with everybody from
across the constituency. Good.
Straight across the Graham Heights to Cherry Garden to Jackson and come straight around, and she is the people's choice up there.
All right. Sorry, Al. What about this constituency that we broadcast from East St. Andrew, where Patricia Duncan and the Finance Minister Favor Williams is contesting?
As you saw Patricia, going from Common up to Mona Road there and coming across and coming up to and popping and going down to Monroe Road and going out. It was something else right down to Standpipe. Conrad, I don't know, it's this carnival. And you know what? Conrad, I say this to you. The government thought that the PNP over 3 years would have burnt out. And so they delay the election. But what it has
But before you give me that, I want you to give me that in wrapping. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to wrap on that. But just give me the other one now, because I'm looking at the concept. Well, before you go to Central Kingston, give me East Rural St. Andrew, where Peter King and Juliet are oldest is.
Oh my goodness. No, this young man is a rising Obama from Kingston College. The people, from up into Harborview, they show, going right to Bull Bay, coming up into Garden Town, Woodland, right across. They were out in their numbers. And let me tell you, the energy behind Peter King is something else. And let me tell you, young people, that's what I found out with him. He has a lot of following of young people. Hey, I don't know what the plans and policies that he has in terms for the young people in totality, but I know he has some very good ones. I assume, because when I see the crowd of young people that is following Peter King, this really counts for something. It must be something exceptional that he's telling them why they are out in their numbers.
I want you to conclude with me for Central Kingston, and then you can give me a wrap. No, I don't want to touch Philip. I'm not going with Philip. I'm not going with Angela or the Prime Minister or the opposition leader, because we know those seats basically what you would expect there. But Central Kingston,
oh my goodness! Yesterday, while I drove down there from Franklin Town coming to Almond Town, the officer coming to Kingston Garden, they concluded on Wildman Street and Sutton Street. It was something else to see. McGregor is being loved. They take McGregor for let me tell you something. Is that McGregor becomes a deliverer to the people down there. McGregor has brought a newness and a kind of politics where he's integrating himself with the people. For he is from there, actually,
Yeah, man, he was raised there. He went to primary and high school there.
Yeah, man, they take him as his son and a homeboy, and he's really getting the support on the ground. So McGregor had his turnout, and it was impressive. It was impressive. Julian.
Julian.
Well, you know Julian is Julian. I don't have to tell you anything. And from Julian constituency, from Mountain View, right back up to the gated community people come out to Julian yesterday.
Yeah, because he's that kind of person. He basically pulls a wide cross section, you know.
Stadium Garden, Nannyville, when you look up straight up to Stadium Garden, Swallowfield, right across the New Kingston and the gated community, they were out for Uncle Julian. Let me tell you something, man. Look, let me say this, and just saying this. Yesterday, if crowd was anything in terms of giving seat by seat, the PNP would have totally covered 63 seats. No, not 63, about 58 away from this man's seat. Let me tell you, it was on I think Bob's seat and Weekly seat. Those are the 3 seats I can tell you. But what I have seen otherwise scattered across the country went up by, I saw Central Manchester. And I saw the little warrior when they're in Wellington on the southwest. And I saw my friend Scotty in southeast.
And of course the champion herself, Zelika Jess.
No, man, I get in there. She started it.
Yes.
She started it.
Yeah.
Zelika Jess started this movement. It is a movement in St. Elizabeth. It is a movement. And we are coming home with 4, Manchester 4, St. Elizabeth 4, and Westmoreland 3. No, Conrad, my friend, let me say this to you.
1 minute, I'll have to take my blade.
Let me say this to you. The people of Jamaica, for 2 years, they have decided that they have had enough of the JLP and the government because they felt that they have been disrespected totally. When it's not meeting your maker, you with them, they are threatened when it was they come over from COVID time, when people were sent back out of the country, and how people locked down while some people who in a hotel were able to keep them things, and look a poor man couldn't do anything, and those are the youth them are getting locked up, while go at work and state of emergency, and all of these things, and the youth decide to have enough for you, Andrew. So all what you're going and cutting ribbon and planning, and the people themselves that you should do 10 years ago. So they're not buying to it, and this land on look at trick where you can tell them, say, you are going to give them this. Them are going to take you 5,000, take your shirt, and throw it and burn it because them tell you, them done with you. It is a new day, and we are at a crossroad, and the people decide to vote for the generation to come. Not for themselves or them belly, but for the generation to come. And they're writing it on the wall. And I'm glad you call the election unto the right time, because I just got a call, Conrad, that plane we believe in on the 29th and the 1st of September. Coming to Jamaica from Canada and United States and some from Britain in order to mark the X for the People's National Party.
Thanks a lot, Al. Thanks for that comprehensive report there. That's Al July, one of our regular callers. So he's doubling. He's giving us a report as to what took place, what he witnessed yesterday. Certainly in Kingston and St. Andrew, haven't gotten a chance to go over to Portmore. Al?
Yes. Raymond Price over there from Lake Fen comes straight down into Gregory Park. Was a sea of orange across Portmore Pike and coming right across. It was a sea. Raymond Price put on a piece of showing over there. Oh, my little man that went over there, I forget his name, it is gerrymandering. Let me say this. Raymond, he said that Raymond was wanted by the police. Did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say that?
No, I didn't hear it.
And Raymond addressed him.
Okay.
Raymond addressed him. And let me say this. When you're under pressure, you say things that...
So all in all, Al, you're saying based on the showing that you saw over there in Portmore, you're holding fast that it seems the PNP will take through. All right. Thanks a lot. We talk later. All right?
Okay,
God bless you. All right, so that's Al there giving us a comprehensive report. Want to say thanks to him. He spent quite a bit of time on the road yesterday. The lines are open. We can take your calls. We're going to march up to the midday hour. We want to ask you to use the time. You will get to your point, direct and so on. Tell us what is happening. Let me say hi and good morning to pensioner over there in Canada, to Sonia, who is listening, Sonia Ellis, Sonia Bradshaw, all of you, all the folks there in New York. And earlier I made a shout out to those persons who basically greeted me, those of you who I run into at the Georgia International Airport. I want to say hi and good morning to you, my friends down there in Montego Bay at the airport. International airport down there in Montego Bay. Want to say hi to you all. You know, thanks for your kind assistance. Those of you who were able to put me on to the gentleman who assisted me by getting my keys and so on. I owe you a debt of gratitude. There's a young man who assisted me with somebody I was traveling with who was in a wheelchair, and the ladies, everybody. It was just so people in Jamaica are still warm and really ready to help you to get things done. Let's continue to take your calls. Hello, welcome caller.
Hi, Conrad. Good morning.
Hey, Marie, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good. Yesterday was a very good day, as I'll just reiterate it to you.
Yes.
You know, but in my hometown here yesterday, you know, I had the privilege of going inside with my MP.
Oh,
leader.
Oh, you was one of the 10.
Yeah.
You know, I tell you something. You know, Barry. A lot of people don't understand this man, Marky G, as I dubbed him.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because Mark is such a diligent person.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say that just talking to you now, and you said to me that you're one of those persons who went in. Yeah. You're actually giving me goosebumps, because I remember, I don't want to take you back to an unpleasant experience, but I remember us there with the comrade leader at your son's funeral. Yeah. And he came early and he left late.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hold Murray, let me. Do I have a minute before? All right. Hold Murray, let me take the final break and then come back to you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Mr. Floyd Green, Flaggerman, the whole Jamaica. Listen to me, man. Mr. Floyd Green promised me water for the first time I'm going at it. Me give me first X to get the water, Flaggerman, and I will not get no water.
Yes, Mr. Floyd Green. You must be farming, Flaggerman. You hear that you come into break ground, irrigation water in shorting. But Danny but give water already. Why you didn't come to Flaggerman? Come break ground for water. You fully people them once, can't fully people them twice.
Danny Buck already have given Chartil irrigation water already. So what about Flaggerman? Flaggerman he promised how long? For the first time he went see I give away irrigation. The second time now, not irrigation. The third time now, when you go lose, I know you can come give irrigation. Floyd Green you can't fool nobody again. Nobody. We have sense.
We need water. Last week I stopped one truck for water. And you know what they tell me say? You have to have name panelists and labor to that trunk fund. I can't get no water. Mr. Floyd Green, you need the water. You know, to be no fool again, you don't care. We need water, sir.
Them of them one get it. Fertilizer. I see 2 buses come here last night. Round here, they must have drop off money and things. And at them when I get to nobody else down get to beside them. And you did 9 years, almost 10 years. And now when election I will call you come break ground. Go with that, we don't want to see you. You're the worst MP ever coming to Jamaica. The worst in the history of Jamaica.
And you can trust that when you send me to Parliament, you're not have a bench warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask, but I know no one me ask anyway. Northwest St. Anne, are you ready?
The following
see the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Victory.
The truth is, I have commissioned our own polls, and our polls show a scenario that is totally different from what is being painted or portrayed. We don't disclose our polls for good reasons. One of the things, of course, we don't want any complacency to set in. But we have done a poll of 23 seats, and we have used a very large sample. And so we are confident in what the reports have shown.
A large sample doesn't necessarily mean accuracy, though, Pierre.
Generally, the larger the sample, the more accurate.
I want to say one little thing. We have a wicked tune where we released the other day, you know? Yeah, man. We're marching on to progress. It'll take life on the road, you know? You want to see Labour Right to dance to it too. Them love it too. Look where you look a piece like that.
Welcome back to Straight Up right here on News Talk 93 FM. My name is Conrad OBrian, the fireman. We'll go up until 12. We're in the final half an hour of the program that is sponsored by our friends at Kenmore Manufacturing Company. As I say hi to Mr. Morgan and the team there, I want to say hi and good morning, especially to my moderator and the TikTok feed that way, because, you know, we do some amount of social media along with the mainstream. So my moderator on my TikTok feed, Andrea, I want to say hi to her. So let's go back to the phone lines and take your calls.
Hello?
Oh, Marie is on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Marie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there.
Talk to me.
As I was saying, Conrad, you know, I'm happy that I got a chance to witness, you know, the nomination process, like up front, you know, and stuff. And I want to say this too. The current leader, you know, chose to pay his money, the fee, in $500 notes. You know, that's the one that has the euros on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then some nanny and you know, whatever. So that's the denomination that he paid his money in. And even Conrad, he even jokingly said something about taking the mugshot. When I wonder what this man mean by this, because they had to take like a photograph where he had to take off his hat and his glasses, you know, like that's a mark, you know, without any appendages or whatever, for lack of a better word. So, you know, and my name the electoral office too, because you had to sign papers and all of that. So I got to witness that. But not said about that. But you don't know it's South St. Andrew. So what can I say to embellish what has happened? But I want to talk about this is Saturday night in Crossroads, Conrad.
Yes.
It was massive. I don't know if you know.
I saw it. I was actually just relaxing and watching it with my some of my family and friends. You know, we had a lovely little vibe and the back lawn there, and we really enjoyed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, moving right along, Conrad. I don't know why. You know something. You see, you say it all the time. You know, when you sit behind a microphone, you know, a microphone is a very powerful tool, right? Because you have the power of truth and right coming out of your mouth into that microphone, and you're disseminating information into the wider public. You understand me? Mm-hmm. Mr. Hughes, right? He has nobody to blame but himself. Cliff was an erudite journalist. You understand me? What happened to the Cliff Hughes? You know, the Marvel, that did the Marvel story, that got an award for that. What happened to Cliff Hughes that used to come on Impact on Sunday evenings, you know, in like a bow tie, and, you know, that person. Where has that person gone and disappeared to? You know, I don't know. You know, you sold yourself, Mr. Hughes, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. So when you cry a river now, and you're gonna blame, and you know something, he's doing something now, Conrad, that is very disingenuous. He has started talking about the PNP started from even when
20 years ago and all sort of nonsense.
All kind of nonsense, and you're a journalist, Mr. Hughes. You went to school on a PNP policy. Free the education thing, tertiary institution with a backside levy. You understand me? If it's even that, you know, and you come now, you sold yourself, you sold your journalistic fortitude, you know, for advertising dollars at the pedestal of the JLP. I'm not gonna single out the Prime Minister. You did that. So you have nobody to blame. And if me cannot, people don't feel comfortable. How they know? They don't know how the questions are structured or anything. But everything, Mr. Hughes used to be. You remember when I'm gonna, because I know people on call. When Mr. Holness breached the Constitution with the pre-signed undated letters or whatever way it went. I remember Cliff was adamant that Mr. Holness needs to resign because he has breached the Constitution.
Yeah, and no, Mr. Holness is under investigation and things like that, and he make all sorts of offense for him. And he should be bold and say, Mr. Holness, you're not fit for purpose to be on the ticket. And we need to hear, it is late in the day because they are now nominated, but the 12 or 13 or 6 or whatever who is there, we should know them.
Yeah, Cliff, once upon a time, the old Cliff Hughes would have called it without fear or favor. You understand?
Maybe he leave that role for me to play now, so I'm doing my role, all right?
Yeah, he would have stridently called out, you know, the misgivings, you know, in any administration. You know, call it out.
You know, yesterday, sorry, Marie, I will just say this to you and move on, because I have some callers I want to take.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, I'll share the info with the listeners. All right, Marie, I have to leave you now. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can take a few more, because we want to share the time. But yesterday, hello, caller. Morning. How are you doing, sir? Welcome.
I'm not bad. How are you doing?
I am well. This sounds like pension out of Canada.
Yeah, pension I calling here, man.
Yes.
I just want to wait a few issues happening in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
First, read the debate. I believe that the debating commission gave persons too much leeway for them to dictate to them what format of the debate they would like. I, for one, believe that the finance minister and the spokesperson on finance should be a one-on-one debate.
Absolutely.
That should not be a team debate.
No. It's watered down. Take away the value of it.
Yes, it should be a one-on-one debate. And as a matter of fact, Conrad, I believe that certain ministries such as agriculture, health, and security, I think these ministers, along with the opposition spokesperson, should have their one-on-one debate. And I also believe that at the constituency level, there should be debates. Persons should not be just going into parliament because of their color or because of how much money they have. But they should indicate to the constituents what their plans are before persons vote for them. That is my take on that matter. And I'm not sure if the debates will take place, but I do hope that they will take place. Another thing, Conrad, I'm not very old, but it's the first in the history of my existence I have seen a government call a press conference to criticize the manifesto of an opposition. And in my estimation, I think this is bordering on desperation. And to hear the finance minister saying that there's no such thing as discretionary income, it is not only alarming, but it is also a cause for concern. Because in Economics 101, that is something you learn from the base.
Absolutely.
That's basic economics.
Absolutely.
That there's discretionary income. And also, Conrad, it was such, to me, it was not a press conference. It was like a circus. Because to hear even the foreign affairs minister saying that the PNP did not include in their manifesto anything pertaining to gang, which is indicating that they have no plan to fight crime. It was just pure desperation, and it was a waste of time. And I believe that the Jamaica Labour Party, they ought to release their manifesto so that persons can critique it and persons can ask relevant questions. And finally, the Prime Minister of Jamaica the Honorable Andrew Honis, he needs to make himself available to various media houses, not only the one on Bradley Avenue, so that journalists can ask him some questions before this election is called.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prince. All the best. We continue to take your calls. 876-212-9824, 876-462-0919. I was saying that yesterday, while sitting and waiting for the Knutsford bus to go into Montego Bay, over there in Angels in Spanish Town, a lot of persons were there, male and female, and a discussion, emanates. And can I tell you that one of the biggest talking point there that they were discussing, people were just livid that the Prime Minister could be on the investigation for illicit situation. People are just saying that alone, in their view, disqualified the Prime Minister in going forward. And they were saying that, listen, they don't hate the Prime Minister or anything, but the main fact that those things are out there, then Mr. Holness should step aside. And one of the other things that they were saying? They were saying that, listen, the die-hard thing, they are not into it. They're saying that, listen, although they believe that the PNP and Mark Walden is deserving a chance, and they listening to them, majority of them decide that they would be going that direction. Some who live here in Jamaica, some of them live abroad. But basically, the consensus is that they will give Mark Walden a chance. But you know what was exciting about that discussion? They were saying that this is not no hard-nosed things, no diehard PNP or JLP. They believe that, the time come for them to basically vote this way. And they said that, listen, they're sending a warning that if the PNP gets in office and these things happen, then they will have no hesitation that this PNP government will be a one-term government. That is what they were saying, and it was quite refreshing hearing that coming from a number of people. Some will continue to be hard-nosed, but it was interesting to hear that group of people talking. Hello, welcome, caller.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you doing?
All right, Concerning yesterday down here.
Yes.
Mr. Azan it looks impressive. I looked impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, his crowd was big, man, real big, and a lot of them didn't even come down to the town. They were up Thompson town.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's all over,
You think Richard will be
getting
over Newbie? So I know you said Richard was impressive, but what did you say of Mr. Newbie's performance? How was it?
I think he was very disappointed in our sense. His crowd wasn't massive, and even brought some people came from Tivoli, the band and others, They didn't look good at all. They didn't look bad. They were more or less depressed. They didn't know, because they checked the list and they already realized that as it. I get that information from inside, that they know. Because they were campaigning up Sparlings and those places, and no traction,
Okay.
And then they are now concentrating down in the Frankville area. But Frankville area cannot make them win, because what normally happens is neck and neck down in the Frankville area. And then you normally have Sparlings that area.
Go big for the PNP.
Yeah, strong. And I'm told that Thompson Town is back on the PNP side, so.
Okay.
It's gonna win, man. You feel good when you see me to came across.
Okay, yeah, man. Because I told him that, you're a man who. And one thing, Mr. Lewis, that I really appreciate that, for example, someone like yourself, nobody who listen to this program can come and accuse you of an act, and say, boy, Mr. Lewis may support the PNP, but he's not going to speak the truth. Because you come here and you call out Richard, you call out everybody. But you're saying that what you saw yesterday was quite impressive.
Quite impressive, and even The other day I came down to Frankfield and I was walking the town. Me saying I'll buy out 2 bars. I never do before.
You're not easy, you know.
Yeah. So it might be cold, man. It might them.
And also, Mr. Lewis, as you also alluded to, Richard had never lost that seat because of non-performance, you know. Because Richard has always been a performer.
Yeah, you see, last time, a lot of PMP didn't go out and vote. For whatever reason, you know.
Yes, yes.
And I think there was a certain amount of division in the party too.
Yes. Mr. Lewis, you're close by. I saw some things there down in Southwest St. Anne, where young Danishka Williams is. And believe me, I believe that, well, Xavier, who said that he wasn't have to be in the constituency, he's all over there. But it looked to me as if this one may be too little, too late, you know. Danishka Williams is indeed impressive. And it's like there's a twin there, you know, in that area. Gabriella Morris, as well. Very impressive. So that St. Anne belt there, Clarendon moving over into St. What about up in the
gonna win too, you know. Hines gonna win too.
Hines, because those 2 seats normally come together. They work as a twin. Yes.
And I didn't even know that, you know, so Hines is really from down here, you know. His aunt is from Frankfield, and at one time he was out in town with one of his aunt. I think he's a teacher, so he spent some time out here.
Oh, okay.
There's no stranger to the constituency.
Okay. So based on what you're picking up, you're reading, Mr. Lewis, you know, overall, you're a man who you have been around. Persons are saying that, listen, they're seeing Jamaica, the thing back now with the PNP, where in 1993, when PJ won 53 out of 60 seats. And then in 97, PJ also took 52 seats out of 60. And then in 2011, Portia Simpson Miller, Mrs. Portia Simpson, the most honorable, took 42 out of 63. People are saying that this is the kind of mood that they're feeling with the People's National Party. What say you? You have been around.
Well, I think it's a landslide, you know, in our sense, a landslide, because people are figuring out that the other party is really for the very rich. And they are just grabbing all that they can grab. And there's no little love in their heart to the ordinary man. They want the beach side, they want land to little and nothing. And the poor is still on the hillside, the side of the roads, and is giving them hill. You know, there's no love, man. It's just about self. You know, fattening themselves, and it comes to drop off my table. God, every man can get it. You see, I used yesterday, you see, 10,000 him get. So we hear the Gansy, and he get a DPS, so he take it. The whole lot of them are vote PNP.
All right. So, well, my listeners, you hear it. This is why you have to listen to Conrad OBrian, the fireman. You know, these information you get here undiluted. You know, undiluted. My callers are on the ground, they're in the street and so on. And it's very impressive. Thanks, Mr. Lewis. Thanks a lot. All right. Let's see if we have any more calls that want to talk to us for the next few minutes that we have here. It's now 11:52. We have about 6 minutes left in the program. Yes, about 6 minutes. Guide me, producer. Thanks. All right. So let me just share with you here. And this is a very, very impressive picture on the front page of the Observer. A young lady clad in her green with her JLP cap on. And there's another lady here with her fists fold. You know, her fist fold, 2 of them exposing beautiful smile dressed. This lady is in her orange PNP clothing there. And paper is saying that People's National Party supporter Sharika Stevenson left and Jamaica Labour Party supporter Audrey Reid display unity between political rival in Trenchtown, St. Andrew, Southern, and nomination day, Monday, September 19. Very beautiful picture. Indeed, it's a real Kodak moment for real. And also on the front page is saying 189 chases 63 seats. All right, nomination. Let's take this caller. Hello, welcome caller.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, a final call. Go ahead, sir. How are you doing?
The Prime Minister has questions.
Sorry, sir. I greet my callers with pleasantry. How are you, Bongo? Good morning.
I'm saying now, time you said that the Prime Minister has questions to answer to the public pertaining to his leadership and his candidacy for. Does Mark have questions to answer?
No, I don't think so.
Can I put forth to you now that one, he has questions to answer. One, he applied for his passport when 2011.
Hold on, Bongo. With all due respect, the argument is redundant, and I'm not going there with you. Mark Golden is a full-fledged, born and bred Jamaican, but I'm producer. Could you basically remove this man from Bongo? You're not going to come here on this program with the nonsense. Just another caller buzzing. I'm not into this foolishness with Bongo. Mark Golden is on his passport and things. Those are not arguments that is relevant. Talk about something else, man. Right? Mark Golden, even persons who are in the Commonwealth, right? You come to Jamaica and you live here for 12 months, you can offer yourself as MP and you can matriculate to Prime Minister. Huh? You're somebody who's supposed to be in the classroom as you say, well, I don't know if you're there anymore. Right? Molding young minds. Don't come here with this nonsense, man. I'm not into it. Hello, caller? All right. Time is almost close to play. It's 5 minutes to go to 11. Somebody is on the line? All right. So it's I'm impatient with that kind of foolishness. It's not me alone. I was listening to Dr. Gale the other day, and you know what he said to Bongo? He said to Bongo that, listen, if you're going to come with propaganda, man, make the propaganda make sense. Make the propaganda make sense. And he dismissed him summarily from the program. Make the thing make sense, no, man. Give the person 2 minutes. All right. Caller, we are unable to take your calls for the rest of the program. We're up and close the play. All right. So all in all, very interesting program. It is Tuesday the 19th, day of August 2025. It's the day of the nomination. And we saw where 189 candidate persons were nominated. Of course, the PNP and the JLP, they have a full slate of candidates in all 63. So we watch what will happen going up to the 3rd of September. Who will be Prime Minister of Jamaica after the dust is settled on the night of election. We encourage you all to basically go out and vote. Stay tuned with the program. We'll be back here. We'll be back here tomorrow to bring to you once again another edition of your program. All right, take care. God bless you all.
The preceding hour was brought to you by Kenmore Manufacturing Company Limited, Green
Warmer or a table knocker, but you have a champion who is ready to serve you. And so I do not have to ask know no want me ask anyway. Northwest, St. Anne. Are you ready? Oh, my comrades, see the signal waving in the sky. Reinforcements now appearing. Victory, victory, victory.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.